Can't believe I forgot the countdown. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action on Arena Explorer Best of 3, ranked as it usually is, and I had to make myself pretty big for that one tonight, so bear with me as I resize myself. There's going to be a lot of, well, there's not going to be a lot of killing, at least from the opponent's side, because with the Bedrock Tortoise that I have added in tonight, that is fantastic. Everybody has hexproof. All my creatures have hexproof on the turn that it really matters most, my turn. So when I'm attacking, you're not going to be using a lot of that removal. Probably. But you never know. There is ways to get around that. Instant speed sweepers, which, well, there's not a whole lot of those, but yeah, maybe I'll keep myself a little bit bigger like that. Yeah, looks good. Okay. As always, the list in the description. Playing the lovely Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Dino is my favorite way. Yeah, it's probably going to be that until the end of time. The only thing I do, the only type of deck I love to play. And the Discord as well. Even though I didn't do it last night, my throat was a little bit sore. It still is, if you're wondering why I sound different. But the Discord, you can join that. The primer, link to the video in the description, but we'll get right into it. As I mentioned, the Bedrock Tortoise tonight, the flex spot, I guess you could say. Oftentimes for me, there's this testing out card here and there a little bit, but the great change, I guess you could say, and I've used Commune with Dinosaurs before, is this card. At least the way I love to play Dinosaurs. I have so many, plus, well, yeah, it makes sense. It really leads you to keeping hands that are, well, otherwise quite risky. Sunken Citadel, I had a game just today where I kept the hand with Sunken Citadel, Commune with Dinosaurs, 1 Sylvan Scrying, and 1 Archdruid's Charm. And if at any point, if some of you guys are new to the link to, did I say the link to the primer? I must have. I'm pretty sure I did, but okay, we'll go back to that. We'll go with Commune and we'll get into Bedrock Tortoise. Sunken Citadel enters tapped. We choose green. That's okay. Come turn 2, Commune digs, grabs likely some other land. Maybe we draw it naturally. Then we play it for the turn. Turn 3, we use Sylvan with those 2 lands, if we still haven't drawn a third one. Sylvan Scrying, boom, we search for and play Castle Garenbrig. Maybe we have Castle Garenbrig out already, but picture that. Sunken, boom, gets a land, could be a forest. Sylvan grabs Castle Garenbrig, puts it out as our third land, and then turn 4. It's a little bit slow, but you're witnessing pretty good recovery. You have Archdruid's Charm as well, boom. Even if you don't draw a land for the turn, that's still okay. This searches and puts a second Sunken out. Keep in mind, it was Sunken to start. Commune grabbed forest on turn 2, played it. Sylvan gets castle. You have 3 green, you search for and put a second Sunken out. Those 4 lands, yeah, a little stuffed up. Those 4 lands, you're making 7 mana. 2 Sunkens with Castle Garenbrig's ability. Lovely stuff. That's pretty fantastic recovery. Only having 1 land to start. My goodness. Bedrock Tortoise though. During your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. What sort of decks have removal for my creatures? Well, a lot of different ones. I've been facing it quite a bit. Not a whole lot of aggro. Definitely not a whole lot of aggro. A lot of stuff with removal, which is kind of what inspired me to bring back the Bedrock Tortoise tonight. Also has the ability, each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. That doesn't really have any effect because the dinosaurs are already so big with Carnage Tyrant and Vaultborn Tyrant and whatnot. Mainly focusing on the hexproof during my turn. If you got removal, boom, doesn't matter. Oftentimes I could kill the opponent, but they have something that targets or kills Palani's Hatcher with Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, putting everything onto the battlefield, all the creatures. Oftentimes I get to kill them that turn because Palani's or Regisaur gives everybody else haste, but if they're wise, they kill the hasty dino, don't get to attack, maybe they follow up with a sweeper the next turn, or maybe I just have to kill them that turn. If I don't kill them, maybe they kill me in the air with some flying creatures. So it is oftentimes pretty crucial. Izzet Phoenix, they got a lot of stuff that deals 3 damage. Usually Palani's Hatcher is almost guaranteed to die, unfortunately, and Izzet Phoenix can be a pretty fast deck, so I want to be as fast as possible, which oftentimes, I think, at least for me, I'm faster than Izzet Phoenix. But sideboard-wise, Altanak, the thrice called, still, well, that's being fantastic. I faced off against Dimir Mill today, and I brought this in game 2, completely blew their plan out of the water. Kept a hand with Altanak, 2 Altanaks actually, because I knew they were going to be milling. There's going to be lands in the graveyard. Then I used its ability to ramp quite nicely. I had enough lands to get my drops for the first few turns, and then paid 1 in the green, boom, discard it, get another land out for the turn. Did it again, and all of a sudden I beat that mill deck. I beat him good. Oh, that's some of the best wins. Nobody likes losing to mill. That's no fun indeed. Back to nature, there's a lot of enchantment decks. That 5-color Yorion enchantment deck, that's pretty problematic. Oh boy, not fun.
Don't push it. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
A good cookie I'm eating. Went to a wedding. Had to leave early, but this was one of the favors, and man, it's like a shortbread. But going back to Altanak. Was I on Altanak? Yeah, I was on Altanak. You destroy my lands, you make me mill, boom, I'm going to get you. Whether that is, mill or Azorius Control, there are a lot of decks that have some land destruction in the form of Field of Ruin, so this is good. If I don't need to use its ability, if I can't, it simply would enter as a massive trampling creature that would also draw me cards if the opponent happens to target it, which is quite nice. I can make 7 quite easily, as many of you guys know. Tyrranax Rex there, that costs 7. There we go. There we go. Simple, straightforward, and back to nature too. Back to that, I guess. Yeah, watch out. You have enchantments. Yeah, don't push it. Don't push it. Coglin Yadaro, get rid of more enchantments, artifacts, trample, haste. If somebody has a problematic artifact, specifically Damping Sphere, because this deck, Damping Sphere stops lands from tapping for more than 1 mana. It makes them make a colorless instead. This is a deck that is efficient with its specific mixture of lands to make a bunch. It's not fun facing Damping Sphere, so Coglin Yadaro, love it. Love it, love it, love it. A way to get rid of that Damping Sphere at the end of the opponent's turn, and then I can pop off on my turn. And also, Commune with Dinosaurs can now be used to dig and grab my artifact hate, because Coglin Yadaro is a dinosaur. Boom, there you go. If I desperately need to see it, fantastic. If I don't need to use its ability, it's just going to enter like usual, which is quite fantastic. And Hornet Queen as well, maybe for that mono black Demons deck. That's not fun. Lots of flyers. Ooh, scary stuff. But Hornet Queen is even scarier against that deck. They don't want to see this land, that's for sure. Let's say we jump right into it. We'll almost 10 minutes. My goodness. It's been a while since I've almost done 10 minutes. Usually it's 7, that sort of thing. Torpor, that's the right one? Yeah. Double checking. Okay. Hopefully I face off against Azorius Control, but really, you honestly never know. If it was a more condensed, focused event, a tournament, higher stakes, could actually play in quite a bit better. It'd probably be even easier than it normally is. I'm not really surprised by anything now, which I think is a good thing. Some sort of control, something white-based, maybe that dastardly Selesnya Hate Bears, Taxes. Won't be doing a whole lot with that hand. Caverner Souls is not quite going to cut it. Oh, even worse.
Dang! Oh!
Okay, well, that could work out. Possibly. If they've got counter spells and things, we'll see. We'll see. But Carnage Tyrant, oh, it is Selesnya Hate Bears. Oh boy. Well, I'm almost ready to concede game one. This particular deck going first almost means we won't be winning, or at least game one. But it's nice that we got that forest there. We might be able to squeak out something. Commune, getting Castle Garenbrig, lovely stuff. Setting up for next turn the Archdruid's Charm, which, well, we probably won't be. Okay, yeah, you want Enduring Innocence. It's a lot of fun. A new one from Duskmourn. This is kind of what maybe inspired people to revisit it. 3 for a 2/1 lifelink. Gain some life, stabilize. Whenever one or more creatures they control with power 2 or less enter, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. So it's not like super crazy, but they got a blocker. When it dies, it becomes just an enchantment, still with that ability. I bet Collected Company, something that reveals my hand, something that exiles it. It's coming up. You know it's coming up. But yeah, we could basically pack it in now. We're going to go with Archdruid's Charm. We're going to hope they don't have, you-know-what, Aven Interrupter stopping this, but at the very least, if they use Aven Interrupter, I just go with Archdruid's Charm next turn as they're tapped out, but fortunately that wasn't the case. Of course, they could just have Aven Interrupter stopping Carnage Tyrant, if I want to do that. We'll see. But they don't have a Collected Company. They only have 3 mana up. They might have Collected Company, but we'll find out. Aven Interrupter. Oh boy. Never seen that before in my life. Oh, look, folks, it's Aven Interrupter. Exiling Vaultborn Tyrant. I can play it temporarily, and yeah, no, it's we're not winning that game, but Hornet Queen could help, you know, a little bit. They have a lot of flyers if we stick it. Now, we're going to get them big time. Bedrock Tortoise doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup to help us. And previously, the deck actually is named Torpor for Torpor Orb, which helps against this particular matchup. Aven Interrupter, whenever it enters, for Enduring Innocence enters. A lot of the creatures with this deck are enter the battlefield effects. Torpor Orb stops that. Of course, it stops my own enter the battlefield effects. Kogla Nidaro could take out Torpor Orb at the end of my turn. Then I could do my own things. But then this opponent could do their own thing. And I tried it once today. I faced Selesnya Hate Bears. And Torpor Orb still didn't even win the game. They just have a bunch of creatures, and maybe not the right thing, for sure. Hurts me. They still have their main plan. They get the job done, just beating me up, aggro and whatnot. That hand though, definitely the keeper. We can work with that. We see a Sylvan Scrying, an Archdruid's Charm, something like that. We're rolling. At the very least, I know Commune with Dinosaurs is going to go off though. Yeah, let's go with that. There you go. Another Sunken Citadel. That's pretty darn fantastic. If we see Castle Garenbrig, boom. We're going to be making 7 on turn 4. We could see Castle naturally, Archdruids, or Sylvan Scrying. Now hopefully Castle Garenbrig comes up next turn. Of course, that would be ideal. We sent 1 Archdruids to the bottom, but there's still 4 Sylvan Scryings. Pretty close. We're a quarter of the way through-ish, technically. Well, you know what I'm searching for, but are they going to stop it? Oh, they don't. Well, that is very interesting. And again, also interesting that still haven't seen a castle yet. We've gone through a lot of things that are not castle. Getting close to a third of the way through the deck. 8 or so cards on the bottom. 9? Might be 9. Yeah, basically a third of the way through. Okay, well, not quite. We'll try for stuff, and We'll watch it get countered, stopped, collected, accompanied, or just another Aven Interrupter. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I've never seen this before. Oh. But you can imagine Torpor Orb just dumpsters that card. And I like stuff that dumpsters particular decks. Would be nice to not have to worry about that. Either they have another Aven Interrupter or they have something like the Collected Company, and we're just going to die to the flying. We try to do something and well, they stop it and then keep attacking. There's really not a whole lot to get around this. I hope they don't have another.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Fun. I'm just gonna eat my cookie. I think I'd rather face Mill. Pardon me for talking with my mouth full. Oh, look. I wonder if they're going to stop this. It's also kind of nonsense that the Aven Interrupter's abilities stack with the things that they've exiled. Normally, it only makes it cost another 2. But with them all out, they see each other's ability that exiled something else, and then it adds 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. That's how it goes. Well, I showed what happens if you don't have hate against that deck. If you want to hate against them though, Torpor Orb, a good idea. An artifact for 2. And they're not doing basically anything. Werefox Bodyguard, enter the battlefield effect. The Interrupters, an enter the battlefield effect. If you stop enter the battlefield effects, you basically stop that deck. But again, mindful of just the good old aggression, they would simply play the creatures. They wouldn't do the creatures thing, but you might just get beaten down by them. Kind of like that. Well, nothing much more to do. But yeah, it's quite silly that the Interrupter's abilities stack with other Interrupter's abilities, even though the one Interrupter didn't temporarily exile, well, just exile something. Again, we could have played it for 2, but because there were 3 in total, each creature exiled with its ability, it costs 6, and yeah, oof, rough stuff. That's a lot better. Send the Bedrock Tortoise to the bottom, I guess. I don't think it's something black related. Okay, well, Thoughtseize, ripping Sylvan Scrying, I bet. Could have been better to turn Commune into a land. Either we turn Commune into a land. Oh! What? That's fine by me. Get rid of Vaultborn. Oh, do you think that's... I only have 2? No, I have 3 more in the deck, plus Carnage Tyrant, plus Tyrranax Rex, Ghalta, Regisaur. I mean, it's a little bit rough that we lose Commune. It would have been nice to make something of it, but we could draw a Sylvan to get the Sunken. Lovely. Archdruids for Sunken, naturally drawing... Oh, it's this mono-black slasher deck. Regisaur Alpha next turn would be pretty ideal. Yeah, oof. Gotta play something. Hopefully it's not Bloodletter of Aclazots, otherwise we just simply die. Oh, that's fun. The deck is pretty terrible. If you land some creatures, if the Unstoppable Slasher doesn't connect, you lose life. You lose half your life after it deals 2 damage. It's a pretty bad card. But Bedrock Tortoise, I mean, they have some removal, but they also have a lot of hand tate. I'd rather have Hornet Queen there to stop a lot of their shenanigans. Now, they sometimes have Field of Ruin. I do imagine it's in the mixture. They're really looking over those lands. They're wondering, what is my opponent up to? I'm pretty sure I'm going to surprise him, I bet. Yeah, keep it like that. The Hornet Queen to stop a lot of the funny business, the aggression that the opponent has with demons and whatnot. But we know what they're all about. We know kind of what to look for. I like that. I don't have the early spells that would ramp Sylvan Scrying or Archdruid, so naturally I'm protected from the hand hate and likely, hopefully, drawing into that. Now, keep in mind, I did send 1 Archdruids to the bottom. There's still 3 more, hopefully fairly closer, but also the Sylvan or the Sunken, which I'm aiming to naturally draw. We'll see. Oh my, look. Hashtag pre-recorded. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm talking about. I know it seems wacky, but you protect the early cheap ramping spells by simply not having them in your hand. Oh my goodness. They're dead next turn. If they don't kill me this, they could play Bloodletter of Atlas. You gotta be kidding with all this garbage nonsense. BS. Well, they would have died. They would have died next turn, but that was not the case. With Unstoppable Slasher, plus the Bloodletter, yeah. That's how she goes. So we lose half our life, but we would have lost all our life. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much, so you just instantly die. If you have 18 and the Slasher drains you for 9, you're just drained for 18. That's how it is. Man. Where's Azorius when you need it? Oh, yeah, it could be okay. I don't have 3 sources of green. I imagine I'd probably draw it or a Commune or a Sylvan, and we'd be getting the 3rd source. But I don't see a castle or a Sunken. I'm going to try for hopefully something that's better. It could have been. If maybe Bedrock Tortoise was a land and I had 2, I'd give it a go. That one. That's going to be the one. Alright. Azorius. Let's go. That's not Azorius. Oh my. Well, have we ever seen this card before? I don't know. Man. Crazy stuff. Definitely. Caverner Souls. We're going with Sylvan. We're grabbing that other Castle Garenbrig. Our first one. Hopefully that Sylvan is sticking around. And, the opponent doesn't have too much Field of Ruin. I'm using the other Sylvan. I'm getting Sunken. That's just how it is. Play it. There we go. Now Castle Garenbrig will enter tapped if I played it next turn, but we're not doing that. Get that Sheltered Thicket down. Next turn I will be able to make 8, possibly. The opponent can't counter. Well, they got the... Oh, I know what you're doing. I faced this... It was actually a Grixis version, but Metamorphic Alteration with Arcfiend something or other. I don't want to play Vaultborn because... Well, no, we shouldn't be dead. They don't have either out. They would need a total of 6 to win on the spot. Yeah, no. Oh, look, you can't counter it. Kill it, do it. Oh, shoot. I wish they hadn't done that. They used up 1 piece of removal, 1 resource. I gained 6 life and drew 2 cards. Pretty good. Or maybe they used up 2 resources. Do it. You know, yeah, come on. You know you wanna. Okay. Okay. I mean, I would hope I draw something nice coming up here. But again, we have to watch out for that nasty stuff. I imagine they'll probably kill it before T-Rex lands just so I don't gain more life and draw... Okay, they don't. Huh. That is interesting. They can't kill T-Rex. Maybe they thought they could and they're saving mana to do so, and then they realize it has Ward 4. Or they have Archfiend of the Dross playing it for 4 and Metamorphic Alteration for 2. If they play a land untapped, they would be able to do that. And okay, good. That's what you get. But I think that's what we're facing. I mean, it's basically guaranteed. The opponent named Demon for Cavernous Souls. It's a pretty good tell, good information. They know what we were all about, and well, they know their counter spells that they have are going to be pretty ineffective. But being the deck it is, I suspect we want that Enchantment Destruction, Bedrock Tortoise. I mean, it could be good. Could be. Gonna get Kogla and Yadaro though for that instant speed Enchantment Destruction of taking out Metamorphic Alteration if it comes to that. Of course, Kogla and Yadaro's ability does cost 4, 2 a red and a green, so it could be hard to hold up that amount of mana. We'll see. It could work. No, too risky. Oh, I'm definitely risking that 100%. 2 Sunken Citadels. Oh, if we see any other land that's a source of green, we're good. Or a Commune to get the source of green for Archdruids, or Sylvan to get the source of green. Yeah, I'd basically take that hand any day. Could be a little bit slow, but again. Oh, Mill. That is odd, facing 2 Dimir Mill in a day. Huh. Well, they milled some stuff that wasn't a land, and they gave me a land. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Maybe it's not Dimir Mill, it's hard to say, but maybe this opponent just kind of had Jace Perfect in mind. Opened up a copy from Phyrexia, all will be one. The -X is actually pretty scary. Target player mills 3 times X cards. Building up the loyalty, they didn't do that because they went, oh yeah, -2. Yeah, this is Dimir Mill. Oh boy. Oh, and they milled 2 Castle Garen breaks. That's not fun. I'm pretty sure they have counter spells. I'm going to wait for what I imagine is going to be a better opening. Cross my fingers that they'll use up a bunch of their mana. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure they have a counter spell. Drown in the Lock is a very real possibility, but we'll see. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, they could be almost dead. Yeah. I don't feel bad. Oh my, yeah, they're dead. Done. Done like dinner. Cooked. Does it land? Land, you can do it. Can't counter it. Surprise, Cavernous Souls. Gotcha. They're 100% dead. Boom. A Ghalta puts another Ghalta out. As it is, we stack the triggers of Vaultborn above the second instance of the Ghalta. We draw a bunch of cards and then get to put any creatures we draw with that batch of stuff. If they weren't dead before, they're dead now. That's what you get for playing Dimir Mill. Yeah. Got him. I mean, they could have 2 pieces of removal for playing his Hatcher. Hopefully they don't. We haven't exactly won yet, I guess. Oh, phew.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
I guess it wasn't really revenge because I beat him in 2, but for anybody that has been dealt a loss at the hands of that deck, I got him. got them for you. Yeah, that's interesting. I would be surprised, actually, if we did face aggro. I gotta say, it's been 4 or 5 days. Maybe 4 or 5 days. Maybe an entire week since I've faced them. Hopefully Azorius. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go, well, not exactly back to the drawing board for that Selesnya Taxes Hate Bears deck. There is quite a few things actually that turn off creatures triggering enter the battlefield effects. Of course, Torpor Orb might be the best thing if your deck doesn't have a lot of enter the battlefield effects. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I forgot to say, hopefully everybody else is doing good right now, later on, whenever it is. A bunch of you might be passed out already. Maybe the weekend was long, something like that. I would have, well, it's October 20th. I certainly would have wished I'd be at least in Diamond by now, but there has been a few things that prolonged my love of grinding, my hope of grinding. I always wish I could do a little bit more of that, but it sometimes doesn't happen. But the fact of me playing only one thing gives a little bit of an edge. Even though it's perhaps a little bit less than other people, maybe with a few less commitments, over time it all stacks up because it's only been one thing, and then, well, it helps out. Oh boy, Ledger Shredder. I have to hope it's not Profs next turn. Another Sunken would be good. I would imagine it's either land, Commune, Sylvan Scrying, or Archdruids. That's a pretty darn good chance right there. Hopefully not Profs. Cross your fingers. Good, good, good. Bet they have a Phoenix in their hand. Oh, good. Oh, they don't have a Phoenix in their hand. I'm fine with that. This is, I think it's a fairly slow start for this particular deck. We got somewhat lucky. Artist Talent. Okay, that is a pretty fantastic new addition for, well, new-ish addition. Ish. That's a tongue twister. Artist Talent sometimes I think replaces Ledger Shredder for some. Oh, there's, okay, good. But we'll read this from Bloomborough. Yeah. Whenever they cast a non-creature spell, they may discard a card and then draw a card. Oftentimes the card they choose to discard is an Archlate Phoenix. It's just an additional way to get it into the graveyard or dig for another Phoenix. Fits perfectly with this deck. But we're looking for an opening at the moment for Archdruid's Charm right here. Good. There it is. They're tapped out. We get another Sunken and we kill him next turn if we draw land that enters untapped. We have Regisaur and Palani's Hatcher, but again, the Bedrock Tortoise, like I mentioned. That would land with Ghalta, and they want to be able to kill our hasters. That's also quite nice. Still no Phoenix. As long, oh, they got a Lightning Axe back. That's good. That won't be doing anything for you. Of course, they could have a counter spell, but keep in mind, they're on the verge of death. Okay, yeah. Another opt. Okay, all right. Ooh, they got a Phoenix. Okay. We're going to be dealt 5 damage this turn. At the moment. Oh boy.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
It is nice though, seeing them get rid of all their single target removal there. It wasn't going to do anything with the tortoise, but yeah, okay. Land untapped. We actually have a couple turns at the moment. They don't have profs. We'll be hit for 5, possibly 6 next turn. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, folks. It's getting real. It's getting real. Do I want to play the Bedrock Tortoise? Nah. Actually, you know what? I'll do it. Okay. Cross your fingers, cross your claws. They have to kill me next turn. Chances are they're going to expend a bunch of mana as they usually need to get phoenixes out of the graveyard. They don't have a phoenix in there, another one in their graveyard at the moment. Imagine they might be getting it here. Oh, still not. I like it. So they're dealing 6, possibly 7 if the Ledger Shredder gets another counter on it. Well, hopefully they don't have profs. Oh, they got profs. So that, yeah, so we're probably dead. Yeah, we're dead. Too many counters are being put on the Ledger Shredder. That's going to get absolutely massive. And that will be lethal. But we'll let it happen. I'll show you guys. And, I mean, I would imagine many of you might have used this sort of a deck. You probably have faced it before. Yeah. Maybe through some wacky twist of fate, they leave me at 1 health. I mean, you just have to survive and you get them. Oh, Treasure Cruise. Treasure Cruise locks things up pretty nicely. Yeah. That is definitely going to be it. I was thinking maybe, but no siree. All right. Profs is nice to take out, but also Back to Nature. Get the profs, get the artist talent. Back to Nature feels quite good for some of those things. The painful stuff that this opponent has. I'll keep 1 Bedrock Tortoise in. Yeah. Again, it might have been better, but if I go off, chances are they have kind of gone off on the previous turn, theirs, and, well, they wouldn't be doing a whole lot. Oh, that could be good. I mean, I like to see all the Regisaur Alphas, hopefully when I do the usual thing. Sheltered Thicket to start. Of course, they could have Spell Pierce. Okay, good. I'm always a little bit worried if they have 1 blue, but now I know Commune with Dinosaurs is going to go off, and sadly it wasn't a Sunken or a Castle. Kind of would have been bad if it was both, sending one of those to the bottom. 100% I would grab Castle Garenbrig before Sunken. You can make extra mana with just a Castle for creatures, but with Sunken Citadel you're not making extra mana for creatures. Oh wait, maybe 1 cast if they go profs or another artist talent. Hopefully they don't put a Phoenix into the graveyard. Good. That's what I'm aiming for. They play another artist talent or a profs and we get a little bit more value from that Back to Nature. I could see that happening. Okay. Oh, you're waiting. Oh, Castle Garenbrig. Beautiful. I'm not playing Elf. No, I'm not playing Bedrock Tortoise. They'll throw probably 2 pieces of removal at it next turn when it doesn't have hexproof on their turn, and well, that would just lead to some bad stuff. They might be, kind of hoping for a creature to kill. Spells to cast, getting Arclight Phoenix into the graveyard and getting it out of the graveyard, but if I don't have a creature for them to use their removal on, that stuff would just sit in their hand. Oh, okay, they got 1. It's okay. I'm okay with 1 Phoenix. Hopefully it's not. Oh, it's 2. It's 2. Okay. That could be problematic. Yeah, artist talent is the thing. Perhaps a little bit greedy there, but you never know how it's going to go. Of course, we'll take out artist talent now, and if we would have taken it out, they likely wouldn't have gotten those phoenixes into the graveyard. Unfortunately, we do have a couple turns, but it's probably not going to happen. Hopefully they don't discard more phoenixes, though. They've drawn so many cards that simply could happen. Ooh, okay. Well, we'll choose Dinosaur. We'll go with Regisaur Alpha to get a little bit of aggression. No? I imagine that token is basically dead, and likely Regisaur Alpha, but we'll see. We'll see. Might not have any removal. We could get fortunate. Maybe play Tyrranax Rex next turn. That would be nice. I'm actually okay with that. 8. We're technically not dead. It would be nice to play Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, but I'm just going to go with Regisaur. They could have a counter spell. Possibly. But there is a slim chance that we... Oh, Ether Gust. Okay. That's alright. I'll just attack with these things and we'll see. 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, never mind, we're dead. Ledger Shredder is getting bigger, unfortunately. They're going to put a counter on it. That's just how it goes. Exactly lethal. Yes. Well, can't get them all the time, but we'll get revenge. We'll get revenge. Eventually. Now, at least you learned the lesson. I learned it the hard way, but I showcased it for you. You see artist talent, you get it. Gone. Done. Out of the way. I really should have known that a little bit better. I've experienced it often enough. Dying to the artist talent simply because it's an easy extra way for them to get the phoenixes in the graveyard where they wouldn't otherwise. They draw closer to stuff. We'd be losing. Certainly with this hand though. 2 Cavernous Souls, the only 2 in the deck. Plus an Archdruid's Charm. Not gonna... Oh, that perfect. Okay. We went from absolutely terrible to absolutely amazing. Death for the opponent. Sylvan? We should get rid of Sylvan. The first Sylvan, the only one, is going to grab a second Sunken. We're going to be making 7 with the lands that I have. I only have to naturally draw 1 more and the opponent would just be dead. I want to keep the bodies that I have because there's a very real possibility I'd simply get flooded. If I kept both Sylvans and instead opted to put a Vaultborn or Ghalta on the bottom. There we go. Now the question becomes, would they have... Let me think. I'm going to go with Castle because at the moment it always enters tapped. I could have gone with Sylvan, but I think there's a good chance that the Sylvan next turn will grab and put a Sunken out. And with the Cavern I can now make 7 on turn 4. I wasn't even on track to do that, but now I am. Oh, Phoenix, back to back. Good. Play the Ledger Shredder. Fine by me. We should be mostly safe, I think. Playing Vaultborn Tyrant, hoping to stabilize a little bit coming up here. Hopefully I draw other bigger bodies. Wonder if they're going to play Artist Talent. Kind of glad they have it. An early Profs or an early Artist Talent, but in this scenario, an early Profs is quite rough with the Ledger Shredder there. I'll take it. They've only cast 2 spells. Oh, good. 1 Profs in the graveyard. Fine by me. Now the question becomes, would I mostly want to kill him next turn, which technically I can do. I think we do that. We're going to cycle the Sheltered Thicket to get another draw. Next turn we make 8 mana. They can't counter with Cavern. I like that. I'll leave that Lightning Axe in their hand. Mostly dead and useless. I'm pretty sure they would have doubled up on removal with the Lightning Axe plus something else, and I didn't want to do that. I could have gone Caverner's Souls to make 7 that turn, but I had Castle Garenbrig, and I would have had 2 Sheltered Thickets, so I wouldn't have been able to make 8 the turn after. If one of the Sheltered Thickets was a forest, then I was going to make 7 and then 8. That's good, but now I'll take the turn off, wait and see what happens, and hopefully get him. Okay, that's not too bad. I would say at the very least I'm gaining 6. We negate the damage from Ledger Shredder plus the Arclight Phoenix that is going to connect. So that's fine by me. We'll go back up to 18, but of course there is a very real possibility that I gain even more life. Ugh, forest, nah, not a forest. Don't do that. Don't do it to me. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you do just get completely flooded. They'd have to use 3 pieces of removal on Ghalta just to take her out. Maybe Lightning Axe and something else. At the very least, I do have another copy, so... Well, we have stabilized a bit here. A touch. Maybe it's going to be 3 Izzet Phoenixes in a row. Certainly hope not. I think they probably will target Vaultborn Tyrant. They might use 2 pieces of removal. This might be a great help for them, getting another Phoenix into the graveyard, but getting the Vaultborn Tyrant copy would also be quite nice. As I expected. Now I hope they don't bounce the token that is made. That could also be a possibility with the Brazen Borrower for 2, which they do have 2. We would lose the token, and it would be nice if it stuck around. Yeah, you're dead. Okay, good. Good, that's what you get. I got my revenge. It took a completely different player, another match, but Phoenix goes down. Bedrock Tortoise, man, keep it in. Sometimes I have thought about Hornet Queen. A while ago when I was using it, I was on the Hornet Queen kick for a little bit there, but didn't really feel too great. You would block an Arclight Phoenix, yeah, you would stop some damage, but they would just get it back as they usually do with this particular deck. We'd only temporarily buy a little bit of time. Of course, it is nice if we can take down the dastardly Ledger Shredder, but otherwise, not so great. I think I'll continue with that. Back to nature, bring it in, take out the artist talents and profs. But again, I learned my lesson. Hopefully you guys did. You see artist talent, you get rid of it. And also if you see profs, you get rid of it. Don't chance it. They play it on turn 2, boom, take it out before they can get any value from it. That's definitely a keeper. Hoping that they play something for 2, or they just don't have Spell Pierce for Sylvan Scrying. We'll see. Maybe they're going to be hoping for a pretty aggressive hand, but if they have 1 blue up, I might save Sylvan because I sense that the Spell Pierce is there. Wait for them to play a bunch of mana. Use it all up. Still nothing for 2. Okay, well, we'll protect... We'll protect possibly Sylvan Scrying by going with Commune. Spell Pierce it. Do it. Okay. Okay. Huh. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. Getting another Castle Garenbeek might as well. I would have hoped for a Sunken, of course. It always enters tapped, and if it can be your land for the turn and you weren't potentially able to play other stuff, that is good. But again, no Sylvan Scrying. You got counter spells, you got Ether Gust. No, no, no. If we do nothing, kind of at the moment, they do nothing. But they have their cantrips and whatnot, their cheap spells to draw, and ooh, the Brazen Borrower, okay. That's not good. Well, I don't like the sounds of that. Hopefully they, well, potentially missed their land drop. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be ideal if, yeah. Ooh, 5. That, I don't like it. Not one bit. Back to nature. Very, very nice indeed. Kind of. I'm going Sylvan. I'm getting Sunken. That's how it has to be. I mean, I am a little bit worried with the profs there. We could just die to potentially that. Brazen Borrower could get so big, and they could also get some, well, get one Izzet Phoenix from the graveyard. At the moment, it's 8. 9. Because the profs there. They've drawn one additional card. Okay, okay. Ooh, okay, 12. Rough stuff, rough stuff. Yeah, it's not happening. Okay, okay. Well, I'll keep it as is. Hey, like I mentioned, you see profs, you take it out. That was a lot of extra damage from that. Not so fun. And we did see Artist Talent. I don't believe I saw it in the first game against this opponent, but it's pretty much a given at this point. It's a natural fit. It's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer to get rid of that as well. I could work with that. I know it seems a little bit crazy, but bear with me. And hope they don't have a Spell Pierce. Oh, you have a Spell Pierce, don't you? Well, we have to gotta try. Good. Phew. I was getting worried there for a second. Actually, I'm still kind of worried with the Cavern of Souls. No Sunken, but of course Sylvan Scrying. Grabbing that Sunken, that's good. That's what we want. And we will be making 6 coming up here. Next turn. And we will have 3 green for Archdruid's Charm, so it's not a total wash. Okay, they got one. They got one. We're not done for yet. Five. I can handle 5 for a couple turns. They don't have profs, nothing like that. Yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate. If Cavern of Souls was, well, a source of green, I could have used Commune to dig to grab exactly what I needed, but 100% it has to be Sunken Citadel, able to make 8, and there we go. If I somehow draw Ghalta Stampede Tyrant next turn, we might be able to get him, but again, keep in mind, I only have a Vaultborn Tyrant. That potentially as the only thing that's put onto the battlefield. Ooh, the Crackling Drake. Well, that's no good. Well, we'll try and see what Vaultborn Tyrant does. Stabilize a bit, you know. Try and do a bit. Yeah. 10. Yeah, we're not winning this one. No. The darn crackling drake. Maybe I should have listened to my gut and simply brought in the Hornet Queen. Of course, it is pretty nice to take that out. It doesn't have trample. It's just a big flying creature, and stopping it with 1/1 Death Toucher. Very, very good. Death Touch and flying. Hornet Queen really is pretty much where it's at. This deck is making boatloads of mana, and if there's a big creature that only requires green, as Hornet Queen does, it's never going to be a bad thing using it. Well, I guess I didn't press play there. Izzet Phoenix number 3. Blow the whistle. Put a stop to that stuff. Yeah. Yes. I've beaten him before. This new, slightly leveled up version, I'll beat him again. Don't you worry. I've been through a whole lot worse. A lot worse. When dinosaurs were worse. And yeah, they were not so great. Pretty bad. This is going back years and years and years. Could be quite a bit better. If there was a Sylvan, an Archdruids, plus the castles, maybe a Commune. Yeah. Oh, way, way better. Definitely Bedrock Tortoise. That's going the least important thing with everything that's here. Oh, it's the third Izzet Phoenix. Oh, good. Phew. Maybe they don't have Spell Pierce. Oh, Azorius Control. Oh boy, you better watch yourself. Dunzo. Now would I want to cycle Sheltered Thicket? Possibly. I know that I'm doing Archdruid's Charm. That's just how it is. Yeah. I kind of thought that it was the end of the opponent's turn, but yeah, we're good. We got a Stomping Ground. Lovely stuff right there. We'll just wait for them to crack that clue, I think. Probably. Then we're going to be cracking them wide open. Nope. Good stuff. But you know, with this particular deck, they got counter spells. They also have Field of Ruin, but it should be Cavernous Souls. Play it safe. If I want to go Vaultborn Tyrant, I can do that next turn. No Field of Ruin. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, It's not terrible. I did kind of grab Cavernous Souls because it was a juicy target. They don't know what I'm going to do. They don't know that I have so many creatures that can't be countered and can't be targeted. If they knew what I was about to do, they would have taken out Castle Garenbrig. So this in particular is, well, it's a win we're getting because the opponent is not aware. We wouldn't have been playing Tyrranax Rex this turn. It's not a misplay on this particular opponent whatsoever. I mean, in a sense, it could have been. They see the castle putting 2 and 2 together, but yeah, for the most part, the opponent technically did an oopsie. I don't care if they sweep though. That could leave them completely open, that I can give Vaultborn, exile it, don't care, doesn't matter. Do what you gotta do. Commune with Dinosaurs, will dig for another cavern. Or Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. There's another cavern. Good stuff. I like to see that. I also like to play Carnage Tyrant. Again, it can't be countered, but still, make the sweeper have enough value. Play around it a little bit. They might not, they would be forced mostly to sweep Tyrranax Rex. They're already so low, but pretend they weren't super low. Boom. Oh, yeah, they quit. Okay, never mind. Just dead. Just dead. But it's not just good against Azorius. It's good against decks with removal, if you can get there. Okay. Keep it the same, I think. Now we're bringing in Altenac. Again, Bedrock Tortoise could be quite nice, but Altenac getting back that cavern or the castle, because again, the opponent, well, they now know what I'm doing, so they might prioritize that Castle Garenbrig instead, making that big amount of mana and getting those creatures down early as you saw, obliterating them, locking it up. Yeah, we're gonna like Altenac. But again, the worst case, it's a big thing that's just put onto the battlefield with Ghalta. That's not so bad. I mean, it could be good. If I expect they're going to take out Castle Garenbrig, then Altenac gets it back rampy-ish. No, I won't try it. Oh my god. Yes, please. Going not super greedy. With those 3 lands, oh wow, yeah, there you go. Fantastic. I had a sheltered, I put it to the bottom, and then I drew it. But if I didn't draw land, the 3 lands that I have eventually would equal, well, I guess it could be Sheltered Thicket now. They will equal 7 as we wait for the opponent to respond to something. Just in case they have Field of Ruin, I don't get Castle Garenbrig out. If Castle Garenbrig is not on the battlefield, they can destroy it with Field of Ruin. Of course, they probably will counter this. They're missing their land drops. I figured that would happen. But now, of course, they are tapped out. Yeah. Good old Sylvan Scrying. Get another Sunken and... well, it kind of should be Cavernous Souls. A little bit. Yeah, Cavernous Souls. That's what we're doing. There you go. Oh boy. Question becomes, do we just want to smack them with Tyrranax Rex? As long as they don't have Ether Gust. We're connecting once, possibly losing Tyrranax Rex next turn to Supreme Verdict. But that would not... okay. Well, there you go. Alright. Revenge. Redemption. Why can't I play against Azorius Control all the time? That would be nice. But again, the Izzet Phoenix matchup, it's gonna get better once I figure out the best angle to do that. Maybe I do have to dust off the graveyard hate. Potentially. Restless, okay. I have the playset of Restless Ridgeline, that's why the game gave me 20 gems there. But yeah, perhaps I have to do that. I might dust it off. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, Wandering Rescuer. Kind of thought about this a little bit. Other tapped creatures you control have hexproof. Could be nice, flash it in. It's kind of like the Bedrock Tortoise in a sense, but I would say the Bedrock Tortoise is maybe a little bit better. Yeah, everybody has hexproof, but only on my turn. And again, like I mentioned at the start, Bedrock Tortoise providing hexproof at the most important point. On your turn, you want to attack, boom. You know everybody is likely safe because the opponent's removal is sitting in their hand. Okay, back-to-back Azorius, let's do it. Ooh, mono green Devotion, maybe. I see that Dina Soul Steeper avatar there. But that's pretty darn good. A Sunken in a castle with a Commune that's going to dig to get the 3rd land, the 3rd source of green for Archdruids, which digs and grabs the 2nd Sunken, and all of a sudden the opponent's chances have sunken. Hopefully it's not mono green Devotion. That's pretty rough. Ooh. Mono black Devotion, very interesting. Of course, it is only a forest, there's no decision to make, but now Castle-Garenbrig enters untapped next turn, and hopefully no Thoughtseize. Ooh. Okay. Not terrible. They could be dead next turn. If I draw land that enters untapped, I'm able to make 8 on turn 4 for Ghalta. Ooh boy. Things haven't gotten out of control too much. I mean, I hope they don't get a Thoughtseize here. You got to imagine it's somewhere in the mixture, even though this deck wants permanents that are black based just to increase that devotion. But again, this might not be that particular kind of deck. Alright, let's kill him. I want to showcase Bedrock Tortoise at least once tonight. But this deck also could have Field of Ruin. I'm going to choose green for the second Sunken just in case. I don't want the Field of Ruin to take out the green Sunken and have... Oh my goodness. There we go.
Ruthless aggression.
Smoked. That's what it's all about. Watch, they have Fatal Push wouldn't have done anything, but now it's absolutely dead. 100%. Oh, I love it. I love it. And technically, as we see here, Bedrock Tortoise makes the dinosaur eggs that Palani's creates deal a little bit of damage there, 0-1, but now they're kind of like they're a 1-1. That's pretty cool. Pretty sweet. Pretty dead. If they had... think about this. If they had 2 mana, they would have taken out Ghalta. They would have been alive. They're dead. They're done. Whether it was likely going to happen anyways, but make sure, without a doubt, you smoke them. Whether it's Izzet Phoenix dealing with their red single target damage spells, bouncing with the Brazen Borer, but the land destruction, which we didn't see with Field of Ruin. Think about it. Keep it as is. Yeah.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
That's probably what the opponent was asking when all of a sudden they just died. Of course, it would be nice to make 8 mana on turn 4 as I did there, but well, it doesn't always happen. You see the absolute best potential. I can explain it, but it's nice to live it live. I mean, I'll try it. A Sunken in a castle. There's a reasonable chance to draw a Sylvan, a Commune, Archdruids plus another land, something like that. I might appreciate the haste. Having 2 things that give haste, and also protecting against Thoughtseize. Like we faced off against that. The first opponent? Then we were black? I don't know. But keeping a hand that doesn't have those ramping spells, like it was tonight. They can't get rid of it. There's a reasonable chance I draw a Commune coming up, or a Sylvan Scrying, and there you go. I wouldn't have kept that hand if it was maybe a forest and Castle-Garenbrig, but having the Sunken plus the castle... Oh, look, what did I just say? We drew the thing that almost certainly would have been discarded by the Thoughtseize if it was in our hand. Of course, it is risky, but I've made a whole lot worse work. A whole lot worse than this. I mulliganed to 3 one time against Azorius Control and still almost beat him. Probably not beating him here, sadly, but Dinos find a way, eventually. Just like life finds a way. Might be able to make something happen next turn. I mean, we have a couple turns with the Gifted Etherborn there. It's not like they're a massive creature. I can afford to take a couple hits. Okay, maybe not. Possibly not. Six. I'll see what they play. Could be something very bad. Bloodletter of Aklazot is a possibility. They might have another Nykthos. Sacrifice the one that's tapped, make a bunch of mana. Or just play something big for 6. Oh, discarding half the cards in my hand. That's not a lot of fun. Yeah, I have to preserve Archdruids. I like T-Rex because, well, I wasn't playing Carnage Tyrant next turn. It almost certainly was going to be Archdruids. Now, is there a slim chance we could make something happen? Maybe. If we're left with 2. Maybe there's Sheoldred the Apocalypse, which would lock things up. Okay, well, let's see what happens. If I draw Ghalta, I could play her, which would be quite nice. I have to imagine Vaultborn Tyrant is probably gone. Oh, it's not. Huh. Oh, Grey Merchant. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that does the trick. It's going to be in every mono black devotion deck, but for anybody that doesn't know it, Grey Merchant, or Gary, as people call him, when it enters, each opponent loses X life, where X is their devotion to black. They had 6 with the Gifted Etherborn, plus the 2 from Gary, so they paid 5, and I lost 8 life. Dead right there. They didn't even have to attack. Rough stuff. Hornet Queen, rough. A lot of their stuff has Death Touch. Now I have a bunch of stuff with Death Touch. I'll take it. Perhaps a little bit more helpful than the Bedrock Tortoise. Maybe. Again, they have a lot of permanents, maybe a little lighter on the removal side of things. Perfect, lovely, 100%. Keep. Now, do I want to go with Commune to start? I have 2, so I know guaranteed I'm at least going to be going off with 1. If the opponent thought seizes and rips 1 from my hand. If I only had 1 Commune, I'd use it at the start. I could draw something next turn that might change what Commune wants to grab. Oh my goodness, whoever would have thought they'd use Thoughtseize? Not me. But yeah, I would have played the Forest Commune. You turn Commune into a land which can be discarded by the Thoughtseize or Duress or whatever it is. Maybe they'll get rid of T-Rex though. That would be a mistake on their part. There's 3 more. 4 Carnage Tyrant. 4 Hornet Queen. 4 Vaultborn. Okay. There we go. I mean, there's still no castle. It has to be a land. Let's play it safe as possible. How many Archdruids or Sylvan Scryings were sent to the bottom? 1. So there's probably an Archdruid's coming up somewhere. Hopefully. Or just naturally drawing Castle Carebreak. I was really hoping for that as well. Be a quarter of the way through the deck, so we'll see. Next turn we will be. I can take 2. I'm fine with that. At the very least, next turn I can play Palani's Hatcher, which definitely aiming for. Just a bunch of creatures to block and hopefully kill the Gifted Aetherborn there. At least it does appear like they're stumbling a wee bit. They're certainly looking for their next land. Can tell you that much. I like that. Right. Bunch of bodies. Palani's Hatcher is fantastic for that. 3 bodies in 1 is lovely stuff. Now, is the token probably dead next turn because of Fatal Push? Probably. But they can't Fatal Push Palani's Hatcher, even if a permanent leaves the battlefield, meeting the Revolt requirement of Fatal Push. Palani's Hatcher is 5 mana value, so it just doesn't happen. It's not possible. Of course, they could have 2 pieces of removal, but again, it's more focused on the permanent side of things. And they did get rid of Fatal Push the previous game, I'm pretty sure. Cruelty of Gixes. That's rough. Probably getting rid of Carnage Tyrant. That is the next thing coming up. I can't play Tyrranax Rex or Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh! Is that a goof on the opponent? I'm glad I got another Carnage Tyrant, but odd. Quite odd. I mean, Gifted Aetherborn has to block. That's just how it is. Eventually. They'll go to 15. Gifted Aetherborn, Palani's Hatcher, 100%. 13. Left at 2. Phyrexian Arena could... Oh, and they lose... They're dead to their own Cruelty of Gix. I turned the opponent's cruelty back on them.
You have no power here.
Oh, I love it. There's a lot of things that drain black opponents. That's what they're known for. Paying a bit of life, card advantage, you know. But when you get so low and you're forced to lose it. Phyrexian Arena, they're losing 1 life a turn, and then Cruelty of Gix, its second mode there. Second chapter, I guess you could say. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You lose 3 life. Wow, I love it. That's what it's all about. It is nice to see some other deck using Nykthos, other than mono green. It's kind of rough because the other decks aren't perhaps as oppressive, certainly not as explosive as mono green Devotion, but if one day down the line they ban Nykthos, of course it would hurt the other Devotion decks, even though they're mostly non-existent. But just the fact that it hurts the other colors. Mono blue Devotion, I faced that a couple times before. That's nasty stuff. Then mono black Devotion, as we saw, Gary gets the job done. There's nothing you can do. Nothing. Okay. The Karn Avatar. What might that mean? That hand definitely is a keep. If Castle Garenbrig was a forest, maybe not, but I have one of the pieces. Commune to dig for a sunken. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. Of course, that is not so lovely. Sheltered always enters tapped. Commune. We'll see. Oh my goodness. Have we ever seen that before? Of course, we are hoping for a sunken. That is not the case. Would I like Cavern? Well, just going to go with Stomping Ground. The opponent doesn't really have any counter spells that would stop big stuff. Disdainful Stroke, 1 in the blue, instant speed, counter spell with a mana value 4 or greater. I think oftentimes that's probably in the sideboard, so we might have to watch out for it in game 2 here, but 3 Izzet Phoenix in 1 night. Yeah. Oh boy. I mean, I hope I get my revenge. That would be nice. Non-creature spells they cast cost 1 less to cast. That's not great. They're going to be unloading, likely getting 1 Izzet Phoenix with Artist Talent's ability there at the first level. Whenever they cast a non-creature spell, could basically read discard Izzet Phoenix. Because that's what they're doing. Oh, there they go. They got 1. We're hit for 3. Don't play profs. Oh boy. Guess profs wouldn't be so bad. They wouldn't be putting anything on creatures. Oh, 2. Yeah. So we're being hit for 6 here, folks. Artist talent. That's a good thing. Now, should I pack it in at the moment? We're not on track to be making big mana next turn. Unfortunately. Is there a way out? Probably not. We'll wait and see what we draw next turn. That's really going to determine how this is all going to go. Guess I should just start off with Tranquil Throwback at this point. If I'm facing so much Phoenix, it could be absolutely deadly, with Artist Talent being an enchantment. If I have enough extra mana for Tranquil Throwback, exiling the graveyard plus destroying the Artist Talent all in one package, that's pretty good. 6, 5, yeah, no. Not happening. Definitely not. We know what they're all about. Back to nature. Bedrock out, and I could do some live deck updating, as well, sometimes I've done, but almost always keep it as is. It is a small sample size, but of course there's at the moment always a likely chance that you will be facing Izzet Phoenix as well. Tranquil Throwback is pretty straightforward. It's likely always going to be useful. An opponent is going to have some artifact or enchantment you want to get rid of. If you face off against a graveyard strategy, you've got fantastic graveyard hate. Getting rid of it all completely. Gain a bit of life. It's nice. And sometimes, as it has happened tonight, you just get flooded. You have 1 or 2 extra green after Ghalta puts a bunch of creatures out, and with that 1 or 2 extra, you can sink it into the Tranquil Throwback that was part of the batch of creatures that were put onto the battlefield. So you gain some nice value there. It's not often that I'm able to use up that extra mana, and you guys might have run into that same issue. It does feel pretty bad at times. I mean, at the very least, Tranquil Throwback, you sink 1 extra green to gain 4 life. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's better than that 1 green going to waste. I love it. Yeah, no, that's good. 4 lands, 1 being sunken. I would probably... no. I probably would have mulliganed, maybe, if it wasn't sunken. Yeah, Sheltered Thicket. I think there could have been a Spell Pierce there. Of course, most of their stuff is instant speed, so it could be basically anything. But Sheltered Thicket always enters tapped. Next turn, respond to something with the Archdruid's Charm. Get the castle out with the stomping that I still have in hand. The second one, I will be able to make 7. We skip over Sylvan Scrying, but I think that is going to be a little bit better there. We have the opening. Thankfully, we get what we want to get down, and now we only have to see 1 more land, and we will eventually make 8. I would imagine Vaultborn Tyrant is going to help stabilize enough. Oh look, a braid. Deal 3 damage to target creature. Ooh, Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh shucks, man. Oh look, they could be basically dead. No, nuts. Now they could use 2 pieces of removal next turn, that'd be fine. Boy, I think there's a pretty low chance that they come back from this. I hope they use 2 pieces of removal. It is nice though, Vaultborn Tyrant being 6 toughness, it's out of range from a single lightning axe. 1 red, discard a card, deal 5 damage. They're basically forced to use 2 pieces of removal. Oh, I guess, no. Guess they're just dead. Watch this. Oh man, they discarded 2 phoenixes into the graveyard. Oh, I wish I wasn't about to possibly kill him. We get 1 trigger, see what we draw. Oh, good, yeah, that's what I'm doing. 2 triggers plus a second Ghalta. Yeah, you're dead. Done. Gotcha. Of course, the opponent did, well, they didn't have their best start in the world. They didn't get the early artist talent. Discarding a card to draw a card, props, anything like that. But I'll still keep that back to nature. And again, you see artist talent, take it out. Take it out. Yeah. Alright. Revenge is coming. I can taste it. I mean, it's mostly pretty much guaranteed eventually that I'm gonna dumpster some Phoenix opponent, but I would dumpster them even better with that Tranquil Throwback. Or other graveyard hate. But mostly Tranquil Throwback. My graveyard hate can be grabbed by Commune because my graveyard hate is a dinosaur. There's a dinosaur for everything. Pretty much. So Commune able to grab your tech that you've brought in against some particular opponent. Just seeing it a little bit more often. Digging for it when you're kind of desperate. You're in a pinch, your back's against the wall, poof, you see it. Maybe it was going to be the second or the third card from the top, and maybe it is the 5th, maybe it's the 6th. You don't see it at all, you're like, ooh, I don't see my hate. But then all of a sudden you draw it. You save yourself 5 turns. Chances are you didn't have 5 turns to go. You needed it. Now you got it, and you're off to the races. It's nice. It's nice. Okay. Let's have another good hand. Let's do it. Ooh, that was yep, we're doing it. Back to nature again, like I hope to see to take out Izzet Phoenix's enchantments, but also Archdruid's Charm and Sunken in Castle. Ooh, yeah, big time. We see a Commune to dig to get the 3rd for Archdruid's Sylvan Scrying. Well, pretty nice too. Another Sunken, naturally. That'd be good. Sylvan Scrying would be okay. I can't play it next turn if I draw it because Castle Garenbrig does enter the battlefield tapped. I don't have a forest type land, but I do have back to nature to... Oh, it's not terrible. Could be better. Offs, well, there you go. You know what we're taking out. Okay. Hopefully no Spell Pierce don't do it. No, they do it. I knew it. Had to risk it. That's alright. I hope. 2. Oh my, what is going on here, folks? I'm kind of glad they played a second one, because... yeah, I was kind of thinking of going back to nature there. Oh! I can't have done Archdruids. Technically, it's a blessing in disguise. I like this. I like this a lot. They could have another Spell Pierce. I don't know if most Izzet Phoenix players use the full play set of 4, but we'll wait. Maybe they play an Artist Talent. It's going to be in there somewhere. I could see them using up everything. Hardcast an Arclight Phoenix. Okay. That's alright. Well, we're getting that value. Play something for 2. Do it. Still. Do I want to play Carnage Tyrant? Kind of. Kind of. They don't have any Arclight Phoenixes in the graveyard. Maybe. Nah, you know what? They might be holding on to Ether Gust. Maybe not. Huh. I gotta say, very tempting to not just go back to nature there. But nice to make use out of all the possible mana I had for the turn. Now we got a thing they can't target. It's gonna threaten them. I love that. But if they do play a Ledger Shredder coming up here, it's gonna be pretty big with profs. A good night, yes. Yes, it is a pretty good night. Hopefully a good night for the opponent. Lights out. Don't play profs, don't do it. Oh, I think they're going to level up the Artist Talent there. They were mousing over it. We saw it highlighted for just a brief second. Weighing their options. Okay, they got an Arclight Phoenix. It's not the worst thing in the world, but with an Arclight Phoenix in the graveyard, they might be incentivized to play even more stuff. I'm pretty sure they've only done 2 spells this turn. Did they play Artist Talent this turn? I think they might. No, they didn't. Oh. I mean, that is rough. Picklock Prankster is getting big. I wish I was able to take out profs, because we would have... Oh boy, that's not fun. Yeah. Oof. Oof is right. Well, that's going to be it. That is Dunzo. Yeah. Guess I should have just held on to that back to nature. Would have stopped Picklock Prankster there. But hey, at the very least tonight, what time is it? 11:30? One more match. We can do one more match. At the very least, Tranquil Throwback coming in. Coming in hot. Or something else with Graveyard Hate. But Tranquil, again, like I mentioned, hitting the graveyard and enchantments. Ooh. It's lovely stuff. The earliest, at least with this way to play dinos, the earliest it would come down would be turn 4, having 1 extra green. I mean, it's a little bit slow. Could be a little bit faster. That hand will be a little bit better. Hopefully a lot better. Yeah, okay, that's a lot better. Good. I don't know. Let me think. It'd be a nice even spread with a Carnage, a T-Rex, and a Vaultborn. Of course, it is nice to stack Vaultborn Tyrant triggers, I gotta say. Play it safe, just in case this opponent has a bunch of funny business. Orzhov with Field of Ruin, Orzhov Knights. Well, we did get another land. We will eventually be able to play Carnage Tyrant next turn. It's not too little too late yet. We have to hope Carnage Tyrant sticks around, though. Might actually play Vaultborn Tyrant, come to think of it. No, no, no. The green from Stomping Ground. I want Commune to dig for Cavern. Play it. Just to get it down. I want to make use out of Castle Garenbrig. But the auto tapper was about to use up Castle, which I wouldn't have been able to then play Carnage Tyrant. I'm just glad I caught that and hoping that the opponent doesn't make me sacrifice it. I think they could. Sheoldred's Edict. Very real possibility. They're going to level up Paladin? Maybe. Maybe not. That's pretty good. Pretty rough. Down to 2. Tends to do the trick. Orzhov Knights. Whoever would have guessed. Not me. Hornet Queen it is. They got a bunch of creatures. Boom. Now I trade with everybody. As long as they don't have first strike. The Knight of Malice did have that, so that is why we didn't trade with it. But Bedrock Tortoise, I mean, they probably don't have a whole lot of removal. They want the creatures down, the knights, get the job done. And we know what they're all about. Hoping that they don't see an early Field of Ruin. They saw what I was able to do, so they got that information, and they're going to be prioritizing Castle Garenbrig potentially a little bit more. Because they know how it could be very explosive, kind of like this. I like it because there's the Hornet Queen in there. If it was Carnage Tyrant, I'd try for something better, but just because it is a swarm of stuff. And Castle Garenbrig, if that was a forest or another Stomping Ground, I would not have risked it. Okay, getting there. Archdruid's Charm next turn would be pretty nice. Oh boy. Sylvan Scrying, Archdruid's Commune. Well, it's not terrible. Will I play Palani's Hatcher coming up? Probably. I would say so. Multiple blockers, that's, oh my, well, they die. They just die. Huh. As long as they don't have Thoughtseize, which I think I saw at the previous game. Maybe. So now they just die. They just die, dead, done. Would they have some sort of exile spell? No, it's going to be knights. I'd be surprised if they were somehow able to stop it, but it is nice that they are just dead. Probably. You never know, they could have some sort of funny business up their sleeve. Of course, they could kill Palani's Hatcher and I think delay the inevitable, but that's pretty cool. Still not going to save you. Quit now. That's what you get. You want to be aggressive? I'll show you aggression.
Ruthless aggression.
I love it. Oh, perfect. This is what it's all about. Now, did the opponent stumble a little bit? I think they missed a couple land drops, but still, not quite going to cut it for them. Do I want Altanac? Well, a Hornet Queen is probably a little bit more beneficial. Keep in mind, if I don't play Castle, They're not going to get rid of it. They could see Castle Garenbrig. Commune could dig, grab it. They have that information. They also have a Field of Ruin out. They see it in my hand. They're like, ooh, I'm going to save Field of Ruin for Castle. Wait. I only play Castle on a turn that it can be explosive. I get a use out of its activation before they have a chance to get rid of it. And that could be the crucial turn anyways. The turn I play Castle is the turn I might be able to make 8 for Ghalta. By that point, it's too late, and they're just done for. Hopefully they aren't as explosive coming up here, but it seems like a pretty aggressive Orzhov Knights. Could be rough. Well, I like it. A Sylvan and 2 Archdruid. Oh, yeah, okay. Things just got real rough for them. Castle Garenbrig Sylvan, we're not getting sunken. We're skipping over that. We're getting a second castle if they have Field of Ruin. Now, we insulate ourselves. I have extra lands as well. I'm going to be making 7 coming up here. Definitely with Stomping Ground. Hopefully Vaultborn Tyrant is enough to stabilize. We're taking 4, maybe? Yeah, I think we're okay. Possibly 5. Okay, we're taking 5. Get Sunken Citadel. It would be a tragedy if I forgot to. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have to play Vaultborn to have any hope. All their knights are about to get quite a bit bigger with History of Benalia. Oh, they exile. Okay, well, as it goes with an aggressive deck, sometimes you just die. Would have been nice to block one of their things. Would have had a reasonable chance there, but that was not meant to be. Yeah, there you go. Would I ever expect to face Orzhov Knights again? Probably not. But Anger of the Gods, Brotherhood's End, I have to imagine it would be pretty devastating against that deck. Most of the knights, it seems, are 3 toughness or less, oftentimes less than 3 toughness, so 3 damage to each creature would be pretty devastating for them. It would save us quite a bit. Trombone Slider, Rakdos Lizards, perhaps. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I don't have much to think about with that, because technically perfect. There's a very good chance we're making 8. We need 1 more land, which we're pretty much guaranteed to get with Commune, or we just naturally draw it. Plus Commune grabs a land and we're off to the races. And now they didn't go with a turn 1 Thoughtseize, so they might not have any. Or maybe they... ooh, skeletons. Huh. Interesting. Kind of hashtag pre-recorded, but... Carnage Tyrant, just in case that comes up. Stomping Ground, do I want to take 2 now? Sheltered Thicket, it always enters tapped. That could be a pretty big factor there, having that enter that turn. Oh yeah, corpses of the... Yeah, this... We might just be dead. Another painfully aggressive deck. Our only hope is Commune to possibly find another Sunken. That did not happen, unfortunately. So we'll cycle Sheltered Thicket, see if that gets it. Oh, I mean, technically Sylvan Scrying could be turned into a Sunken. Mostly dead, basically dead, especially if they play another Corpses of the Lost. That token, a 4/3 haste, pretty rough stuff, because it enters with a counter due to Metallic Mimic's ability there. Each other creature you control of the chosen type enters with a 1/1 counter, and all skeletons have haste, so that, yeah, nothing much to do about that. Auto black skeletons. Huh. Hornet Queen it is. Bedrock Tortoise, of course, not doing a whole lot. They're focusing on their thing, playing and building up a nice massive board of skeletons. I'm going to build up hopefully a massive board of flying Death Touchers to get them. No. It's got to be better. If it had maybe a castle, if one of those caverns was a Castle Garenbig or a sunken citadel, 100%. I'd have my 3 sources of grain for Archdruids, but no castle or sunken to begin with? Nah, no. A little bit better. Not going to risk it though. Okay, there we go. We got it. Send Ghalta and Carnage to the bottom. Keep 1. If we're going to win, it's going to be barfing a bunch of stuff. Cross your fingers. Cross your claws. Hopefully no Thoughtseize. You never know, it could be in here, but again, it's just going to be a bunch of skeletons barfed everywhere. Now we could get them. I mean, I would hope to not draw more lands. With that Cavernous Souls, we will be making 8 again on turn 4. Play the Stomping. Well, 7. 7, we're going to get 7. If I could draw Castle Garenbig, we'll be able to make 8. Maybe they do have room. Okay. Thoughtseize is very bad. Archdruid is gone, sadly. That sucks. Big time. I mean, another sunken isn't the worst thing in the world, but oh man, that's too bad. Hey, you know, a little bit of damage chipping away with the gutter bones. Not super scary. Sylvan Scrying. That could be scary for the opponent. That could... Well, it's not likely going to mean death. But I will be able to make 8 next turn. That's okay. Don't draw land. Don't do it. Vaultborn Tyrant. Come on. Let's go. Vaultborn. We're playing his hat. Oh boy. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. The best feeling in the world. Hopefully they don't have removal. Hey, if they have Fatal Push, Ghalta Stampede Tyrant is far away from that. I'm blocking with the gutter bones there. Interesting. I mean, I guess we could possibly kill him if I draw Tyrranax Rex. That'd be nice. Be very nice. Solar Updraft, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you and T-Rex. Ooh, there's the Hornet Queen. What was I saying? That's what I'm looking for. That's death to the opponent. Beautiful. Now, do I want to smack him? 1, 2, yeah. We're smacking him. That's what we're doing. Okay. We should be safe. Play your gutter bones. Do it. Corpses of the Lost. I don't care. You're not busting through here. Yeah. Phew. Of course, Hornet Queen could be just too slow. Sometimes. If you're facing off against an aggro deck, but sometimes Hornet Queen is going to be fast enough. Again, you're not waiting till turn 7 to play it. You can make 7 on turn 4. And in some cases that might be just fast enough to get some wins sometimes against aggressive decks. But, do I like Enchantment Destruction? Take out Case of the Stash Skeleton? Maybe. Corpses of the Lost as well, also a possibility. Powers up all their skeletons and gives them haste, and they have a lot of skeletons, so 1 Corpses of the Lost, giving +1 plus woe. Well, whoa, that would be a lot of damage, but +1 plus O to each skeleton. Oh, that would... Nah. We'll keep it like that. Hornet Queen saved the day. But we do know they have Thoughtseize, so... Again, you should basically assume if the deck is in black, they're going to have Thoughtseize. Maybe sometimes they don't. That hand... I say it's worth the risk. Hoping to see that 3rd source of green if we see a Commune. Turn 1, turn 2, could be good. We'll lose Archdruid's Charm with the Thoughtseize, that's okay. We could see a Commune to dig for the Sunken, Sylvan to dig and grab the Sunken. Naturally draw a Sunken. It's gotta be Archdruids, gotta be. Of course they might realize I don't have 3, okay. That's how she goes. That's alright. As long as it's not a... Ooh, I think they're setting up for a painful Corpses of the Lost. We're about to take 9. Yeah. We die. I faced off against mono black skeletons before and they've done stuff like that. You don't win. Some sort of sweeper, exile based, taking out gutter bones. Their chances go down the gutter. But just some super light damage based sweeper, 2 damage likely is all you need because, well, skeletons don't have a whole lot of toughness. They die to a swift breeze and then they come back with a swift breeze, I guess. One more? Yeah, let's do it. Push it past 2 hours. It's been quite some time since I've done that. I want to get back to that. 3 hours, 4. Someday I'll start super early, maybe at 8:30. Go to 12:30. Ooh. A marathon. At least for me it would be a marathon. Some people who do this all day, during the day, that's just the usual. That hand is always going to be a keep. I wish that was the usual hand. We're looking at 6 mana. Guaranteed, but aggressive deck? Okay. Hopefully they don't get Ensoul Artifact on that map token, hitting us for 6. Good. Azorius artifacts of some kind. Could be bad. Ensoul Artifact enchanting a non-creature artifact, which the clue or the map token, it could have almost become a 5/5. That clue token now could become that. Hopefully, no, good. Oh, they probably have some counter spells, maybe. Huh. Well, it's certainly not super aggressive for them. They are super dead, actually, next turn. Close. I hope they spend some mana. Okay, I would imagine we're probably safe to go with this. They could have a spell. Okay, good. That's what we want to see. Hopefully I draw Palani's Hatcher. Regisaur Alpha. Maybe. One of those to just actually kill him. Let's do it. It's a bunch of bodies. I don't get to attack with quite everybody. Only Tyrranax Rex. But I have to think we're safe-ish. I like that. I like our chances. Boy. I would imagine they have some sort of removal. It could be white-based Get Lost, which, I mean, that would be not so bad. They have to use their targeted removal this turn again, because come back around to our turn, Bedrock Tortoise would give everybody hexproof. So that might be maybe what they prioritize. Okay, not too bad. I could take out that face down card with Archdruid's Charm there. Get back Ghalta. I like the sounds of that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try for that. Those enchantments, the enchantment would fall off. The artifact equipment, the cryptic code, would just stay on the battlefield. But they gotta do something special to survive. 4-2. Huh. Why would they do that? I don't get it. Why would they? This is odd. They must be dead. They have to be dead. Huh. Yeah. That was a little bit different, but a bunch of flying stuff. Potentially flying stuff. Oh, that's weird. That's a glitch. Okay. And some of the creatures can be big, so Hornet Queen coming up. Maybe Portable Hole wasn't able to exile anything, but that is another targeted thing. Everybody had hexproof, so maybe they just finally realized, yeah, I'm dead. They were kind of stunned, perhaps. Maybe a lot of people are, because it's not a common thing to face. Did it bring? Yeah, Hornet Queen. Bedrock Tortoise, I don't think we probably need again. They could have some pieces of removal, but I think for the most part, again, they focus on their own plan. So the removal is probably a bit on the light side. Coglan Yadaro, though, they got some artifacts and enchantments. Could be nice to take it out. No, we'll stick with Hornet Queen. Yeah, that's what we're doing. But watching out for counter spells for sure. Basically perfect. Mostly. Oh. Yep. Sylvan Scrying now with Archdruid's Charm. We're not going to grab Sunken. We're just going to grab some other land. Cavernous Souls, probably. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I mean, it could be rough with the aggression side of things if there is Ensoul artifact, which I'm almost certain there's going to be. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. Is it better for Sheltered Thicket? If I'm not going Sylvan Scrying, I mean, no, we're going Sylvan Scrying. Use it up. Grab a cavern, protect against counter spells, and make 7. 7 on turn 4. Will they continue to tap a bunch of their creatures? Maybe. Hit for 5 this turn. It's not the scariest thing, but well, they could somehow deal with Vaultborn. No. We shouldn't be dead next turn. I wouldn't think. They don't have any red, so I say Archdruid's Charm. Hope it's not too little too late. But I think it could be. Boy. Smuggler's Copter, it's not too bad. Warden of the Inner Sky is going to get decently big and have flying. Yeah, when it gets 3 counters on it, it gets flying and vigilance. That's not so fun. Would have been nice if Vaultborn Tyrant would have been able to block it. Okay, 6, go to 9. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. Oh boy. As long as Vaultborn sticks around, we have a good chance. If they use a piece of removal on it, a very good chance. Get lost. Do it. Now with Stomping Ground, we actually are going to potentially make 8. As long as we're at 3 or more life, we would be able to shock ourselves, have it enter untapped, and get the job done. Smuggler's Copter is being made into a creature, I think. Or they just go Ensoul Artifact. Oh, okay. That tends to do the trick. Yeah. And there's the Ensoul Artifact, and there is death. Well, alright. I still like Hornet Queen. Yeah. You land it. Boom. We're on the play, so we're going a little bit faster, sooner than them, and it's going to be a benefit. The best benefit, if we can get that Hornet Queen. Trade with any of their creatures, no matter how big, unless it's, well, the Darksteel Citadel. That has Indestructible. That's not so fun, but that hand's very fun. At the very least, we're making 6. We're on track to see that. Archdruid's grabbing the Sunken. Now we're making 7 with the Hornet Queen. I still would have kept it 100% if it didn't have that. But oh, now turn 2 and yeah, that's well, that's not fun. Technically, we have to exile that map token, but not necessarily. Okay, now we might do that. We'll wait and see what Michiko's whatchamacallit does. Okay. That's pretty rough. 11. That could be okay. We just have to live to land the Hornet Queen and get the job done that way. That's not lethal. Oh boy. Cross your fingers, cross your claws. Here goes nothing. Will that save us? Good. We draw land that enters untapped next turn. That's pretty good. As long as they don't have a counterspell for Ghalta, we would get them that way. I just like that I'm going to trade with the Spyglass Siren. And that big map token. Oh boy. Could be it. Yeah. I love it. Good position to be in. I know. Hornet Queen, it's where it's at. It's pretty cheap in paper. Of course, it's not maybe the most popular card. Mono Green Devotion was actually using it for a little bit there. Maybe some people still are, but hey, might as well bring it in. Dusk Rose will incrit, that's fine. I still have 4 flying Death Touchers. Doesn't matter. As long as their big thing doesn't have trample, I'm okay with that. Yeah, just exile to stuff. That's okay. Not sure why you're attacking. Yeah. I feel like killing everybody. Okay. I want to see Vaultborn. I like that. Archdruids should be able to search for cavernous souls. I don't think they can kill us. Of course, they could have Ensoul artifact, so we'll wait. We'll wait. Machiko's Reign of Truth transforming into Portrait of Machiko. Oh, there it is. Glad I didn't search for cavern. I would have been dead if that was the case. Okay, now we just get rid of it. Phew. Yes. Oh. Oof, that could have gone either way. We were about to lose, or I guess about to win, as it fortunately happened. They saw the Vaultborn. That was their last and final hope. We were about to go to 6. Portrait of Machiko was only a 2/2. Yeah. That's alright. They were, unfortunately for them, mana screwed. So that probably didn't help their feelings for this particular match. But, well, I'm glad I ended on a positive note, as always. I'm always having a good time, all the time. Win or lose, but it's nice to go over 2 hours again. Absolutely. The sacrificed artifact lands. That. Why did they sacrifice that? Huh. Trying to remember. I'll have to dial it back. I don't know. Did I exile it? No. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, good games. Thanks for watching. I'll see it when I add the chapters at the very least. I'll check it out. Gonna have a few more chapters tonight with all the matches, but yes, have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is, wherever it is, as most of you are probably sleeping, or if I put you to sleep. That's alright. That's right. Yes, thanks for the good matches. See you tomorrow night, I hope.
It's a trap!
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen,